Hello, everybody. See, we got a couple of people in, just checking to make sure everything's running. Welcome on a Tuesday night. Trying to get my voice back, and I thought I'd join before the big festivities of the week of Thanksgiving, at least here in the U.S., begin. All right. Very good. Everything looks like it's working for a change. Good to hear that. All right. Let's see who's on here. Let's look at our chats. So I got a few topics I want to talk about tonight, and then just leave it open, of course, after that to join me. Wait for get a few people in here. I know a lot of people may be traveling, getting ready for the week, Thanksgiving. I hope we're past the big, the big red and blue thing going on. Hopefully that's starting to calm down a little bit. That certainly sucked a lot of oxygen out of the VC community in the last few weeks, as in some ways it should. But I definitely have enjoyed listening to the vinyl on those new releases more than listening to them streaming. So that was a positive. Even now and then, definitely had a richer sound on it. So that was good to see happen. Also have been getting used to a new cartridge setup, which, that's always interesting when you're getting into new equipment. And I'll have a little bit of talk about that as well. Why do people always try to sell stuff online when you try to get on there? It's crazy. Wow. Every time you go there, it's somebody trying to do something with you. About to hop in my car to go home. All right. Well, be safe, Nick. Hopefully we'll catch you on the homebound side once you get there. Yeah, I've got some Grail. I mean, I think I know I did a video on this one. This is Mute Math, a group that I really like a lot, indie band from earlier in the 2000s from New Orleans. And this was their debut album, and this was very scarce. This was actually a reissue in 2016. They only made 1,000. Then they made some available online at a certain date and time here a few weeks ago. And I was in Sweden when I got the chance to order it, and actually made it through after a lot of website, issues trying to get this one. So haven't cracked it open yet to listen to it, but I'm anxiously going to do that. I wanted to get my cartridges burned in. Also got I haven't listened yet to the Rolling Stones. I got the MLB version. So I got the World Series winning Texas Rangers, which just, coincidentally, they happen to win this year, the whole thing. So this is a really nice thing to have in the collection. Not exactly a nicest cover I've ever seen in my life, but kind of a unique pressing of that, of course. And then the biggest Grail I got, and I may get a hernia doing this one. The Beatles in mono box I finally was able to procure, and excellent condition, and sealed book. A lot of the records hadn't even been played yet. Listen to a few of these, and man, just Sgt. Pepper's alone in mono is to die for, really. really something else. So it's really, it's a lot of bucks if you can find some of those particular albums in singles in the 2014 when the albums came out individually. Those are pricey too. So, but if you don't need or want the whole box, you can go that route. But boy, Sergeant Pepper's just really sounds. It just sounds very different in a way in the mono. And some of the early stuff I played, I think Please Please Me, it seemed a little bright to me a little bit. But again, I'm burning in these new cartridges. I got an Audio Technica 540 ml microline stylus. I got 2 of those. Hey, Elliot, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. I got the AT 540 ml microline, and then I got another one of those, the same cartridge, except this is one that's modified, and the top of the plastic housing of it that's black is replaced with a machined housing, very light, like a ingot, like a little aluminum, and it's and I don't know that it actually is aluminum, but it's like light like that, and it gives the cartridge a little more weight and a little more body, and it definitely affects the way it sounds. So I'm putting together some samples from that, and I picked up this week a analog to digital converter box, and this is for actually with your preamp getting your line ins, and then you can do digital outs either into a coax or to a an actual, what they call, I think, optical, an optical connection there. And then of course you have on this side you have your USB connection, and that goes in, and whether it's Windows or Mac, it understands or recognizes that codec, and immediately when you start to run software that's recording, Audacity or whatever, this does it. So you can it'll do it as a line in or a phono in preamp, has a gain, and has a monitor gain for your headphone jack, which is nice, a mini headphone for monitoring. So it's a nice little deal. It's got a nice ground on it for the phono. And this was about $100 on Amazon, but I mean, really does a nice clean recording. Let's see what Elliot's got to say. You recently got the 95 ml and the AT 4595E, both work well. If I could just keep my vintage turntables working. Yeah. So you got a microline and an elliptical, basically same series. So that microline is going to get down a little deeper into the groove there, Elliot. And I know on quad CD4 records, that's really important. Shibata stylus is one that's used for that, but also microline. So, hey, John, how are you? Hope you're doing well as well. Really great to see you on some of the streams lately. Good to catch up. I've been under the weather for, at least 10 days. Really lost my voice and just allergies and stuff like that. But so actually last night I took this device and I pulled out my Horzu Magical Mystery Tour album, and I ripped it from vinyl to WAV files, which are, there's no compression or anything, that's raw. And boy, they really, really sounded good. I was really amazed at how good they sounded. So, someone who is contacting me through my channel really liked the Magical Mystery Tour record and was not happy, of course, with some of the stuff on the 2023 release. And so I made those files available for him to hear how good it sounds on Horzu. So I put my email address here for you guys and my Instagram. If you want to contact me and you want to hear how that sounds, I can send you a sample of those just to hear how it sounds on that Horzu if you've never heard it. A lot of people talk about it, and it really is the cleanest sounding version of that I've ever heard. There he is, the infamous Nick Pentazzi. How are you guys? Glad to see you. I'm usually seeing you on Mr. Borden's broadcast, of course. I'm going to put up my link here for you guys. If anybody wants to join, feel free to join. So yeah, so just doing a few things, getting these cartridges. I'm going to do a sample on the cartridges to show the difference between the standard 540 ml and then the Rigby, as it's called, the rigid body. I'm going to do a comparison and show you guys, let you listen, obviously, and show you, what the difference sounds like, to see whether or not you can pick up on it. So let's see what we got here. All right, Elliot's saying the ML is on a Sonograph SG3, more high end, and the E is on a dual 1219. I had a 1219 as a youngster. I now have a 1245. I'm getting them serviced. Didn't have the money to get another ML, but have the ability to switch. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can definitely do the switches. Let's see, where's Novus Nick at? He's in the dark. Hello, Nick. Earth to Nick.
Can you see me?
I can't see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Wyoming Dave.
Huh.
I see you're on there. No, I can't see you. It's so dark. I can see some flashes of light behind you. So there you go. Yeah. Now I can see you. There he is. This is a committed man, or a man that should be committed, I should actually say.
Yes, I should be committed. Well, I don't want to get pulled over with this front light on.
Yeah, right. No, there you go. You're fine. We can hear you and imagine what you look like.
Well, I'm saving y'all. I'm saving your screens as I speak.
There you go.
I got a copy of the file you sent me. I just hadn't had time to listen to it.
All right.
I will when I get home.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what you think of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my mission once I get there.
Yeah, the guy I did it for, he was blown away by that album and the difference in how it sounded versus anything he'd heard before. So Horzu's getting a little expensive on the market, I'm seeing.
Yeah, they are. You can't go by some markets, but
yeah.
It is a fantastic pressing, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
A really good friend of mine I know sought one out for me, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that collection I saw in Houston, that was one that they had a copy of, and I had mine already. So
incredible. Yeah.
It's I mean, it's a kind of record, to be honest, guys. If I ever find one, extra, I'm going to buy it and make it available to whomever, and because it's such a important, in a way, piece of history, because the truth of the matter is Capitol really screwed that album up pretty badly with the reprocessed stereo and everything. So, that's kind of how we grew up hearing it that way. And it was like, that's all you had at the time. So, and I do like most of the new stuff, what they've done with it now. I'm a Walrus is a whole separate discussion, but I mean, a lot of what they did, I think, is to the betterment overall, I'd say, with the blue and the red overall.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm working my way through it. I haven't finished. I've started the Red album. I'm on the first disc of the Red album, and I'm really enjoying the heck out of the set.
Yeah, I think the Red has a whole lot more change in it, a lot more new things. So it's more interesting to me. But at the same time, it's, the thing about Walrus is just, it seems like they really took some artistic license there toward the end of the song. And it's almost like a little bit of a bridge too far to me. It's not something I don't think Steven Wilson would have done that way. He wouldn't have tried to re-architect the song. And I think they kind of did. And I really, that's the thing about it that I don't care about.
If you're going to reimagine something, state that you're reimagining it.
Right, exactly. Tings in Texas. Well, they're kind of cool. They're like the 50s and 60s, not too warm.
Yeah, I can. Well, I'm along the same line there, and it's. I came out this morning. It was rather cool. I was
Yeah,
shocked. You know, I didn't
little
look at
nippy.
the weather
Yeah,
because
I know.
it was warm and humid yesterday. Well,
Yep. And it rained
goodbye.
here all day yesterday, so that was weird. It was weird. You know, we were not that
Yeah.
far from you. So John Bandy says, "Don't get me started on the red and blue Reeks mixes." Okay, we won't. We don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. It says somebody says Novus Nick is in the dark. That's redundant, isn't it? I mean,
Yes, isn't
that's
it though? I got all my fans,
yeah,
me, myself, and I.
yeah, yeah. So let's see. John here says Steve Wilson would have been perfect for the remixes, as would the fella that did the Yellow Subs. Yeah, this Yellow Sub song book is just amazing. You're right, John, very much so. And yeah, I know what you're saying there. It's a kind of a mixed bag, and I think some of it you can. John says, "I'm going to behave." Yeah, I know, and I think that Parlogram Auctions, the guy there, he said, he thought that they kind of rushed this thing or whatever that maybe, and I tend to think the packaging really sucks in my opinion. That
Yeah,
was really
yeah,
low rate to me to shove two albums into one side. I mean, that was, I'm sorry,
yeah.
for that kind of
That
money. I really, felt like they really
the
didn't think about
epitome
it.
of money grab.
Yeah. Well, they wanted that revenue in 2023. It's pretty obvious.
Right, I get that, but it's at this point they're all money grabs, and that's fine. But you should at least put some effort into it.
Yeah.
I don't, you know,
Yeah.
but I gotta hop out here and run
Okay.
some
All right.
errands before I hit the house. I'll be
Okay.
listening, so
All right. Talk to you
behave,
later. All right. We'll
everybody.
try. Okay, buddy. See you later. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right. So Nick is on the road. John says subtle for the betterment versus revising art. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair way of putting it. You said you were going to behave. Well, we knew better, John. It's okay. It's okay. That's what we want to do. We want to get it out of your system. You got to get it out of your system. So, yeah. So these two cartridges are interesting. And this body, this rigid body I was talking about, it definitely provides just a warmer sound, a more I don't know, it just feels more controlled, I would say, in every range. The bottoms, the mids, the highs are tamped down just a bit, and it really just rounds things out a bit. I mean, not really cutting anything off, but just really smooth kind of a sound. And AB and those two together against each other is interesting. Planning on having some turkey on your stream? No, I'm not. I'm the turkey on this stream, actually. No, we're not going to do that. But tonight, tonight or tomorrow night, we're going to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because that's a classic movie to watch at this time of year, because it occurs, with Steve Martin trying to get home for Thanksgiving. So it's kind of a classic. This week is Turkey Day. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, in the U.S. at least, of course. I know Canada has a different date. So yeah, couple of records that I got while I was in Europe, and I really honestly, I know of the artist, I know of the recording and one of the songs that she had, but really hadn't really sat down and listened to her stuff before. But Tracy Chapman, and I got this in Europe for about $22. So really nice a copy of this. I don't think it's been reissued, which is everybody's wanting to see a reissue of this, which I think would be nice, because these can get a little pricey. And I got a second album. I don't know if it's her second, but another album of hers as well. And this one's called Crossroads. And this one was about $17. I haven't really listened to this one yet, but just interesting artist. I thought, and really, it reminds me a little bit of a more modern, like a Joan Baez, someone in, kind of folk music and kind of really trying to send a message out. So I really enjoyed it. Let's see what we got here. Have you listened to Overnight 50? No. Let me know what that's about. It's one of my favorite comedies. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Definitely. Alice's Restaurant gets played on the radio. Yep, that's true. So does Baby's Arms by Patsy Cline when Steve Martin and John Candy are in bed together. That's hilarious, right? Hello there, Boostrat's Vinyl Visits. You can't cast. I get you. Watch it on TV and comment, unfortunately. So I'll be watching. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you joining. Is that Brian from Fort Worth? Just curious. Tracy Chapman, considered folk artist too. Yep, I would say so, Dave. Definitely a folk artist. Now, another weird album, not weird, but another album that I think is one that I really, really have liked for years, and it's one that is under the radar. You'll find it for, a few bucks all the time. I see it all the time, and I usually buy copies of it. And when I find it, I've even got a white label promo of it. Is Grassroots Move Along. It's one of their latter albums, one of the later albums they did. And, it's got some pretty good hits on this album. Glory Bound, Too Divided by Love, The Runway. But it really is a well done album. The Grassroots, a lot of their work on ABC Dunhill. Matter of fact, the guy that was in The Office, Creed, was the older guy that was in The Office. He was actually the lead singer in this group in the early days, not on this one. Really, if you see this album, pick it up. It's a few bucks. I mean, it's really good, solid, pop songs. Really, really well done. I already did that one. Let's see. You're going the wrong way. He said we're going. How does he know where we're going? Yeah, that is a hilarious scene, isn't it? There are so many good scenes, like when Steve Martin gets punched out at the airport, and then he's got to get picked up by that guy, and he gets picked up by the Gadnoids. Just crazy. They had given Steve Martin some helium to suck on after the next scene where they're in the car and he's trying to talk, because he'd just gotten his manhood grasped heavily, and he's got this kind of Donald Duck kind of sound to his voice. Really funny. Yeah, the Chapman to be reissued. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, Chad is wait. That's a good point. Hey, you bring up a good point, John. I need to ask Chad about that. See if it's ever been in the hopper or in the flow as something. Just stop by to say hello. Hey there, Marius. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining. I know it's late in your part of the world. Appreciate the little reviews you've been doing on some of the later releases. I haven't pulled out the Genesis to listen to yet, but a lot of us want to say hi to you. And thank you for your reviews there recently. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? So yeah, it's funny. You can find records that are, older ones that, maybe you haven't listened to in a long time or hadn't listened to at all, and to sample those things. I've been very surprised sometimes at some of the records that I've had that I haven't listened to in forever, and then you kind of go, wow. Yeah, I think Chapman definitely would be a seller. I think that's one that would burn up the lines in Kansas. I think the phone lines and all in orders. Okay, love y'all too. Thanks, Marius. Take care. So, yeah, I think you're right. That's a great thought of a reissue. And I've chased that album down a few times, and it seems like the condition of it was always. And I think it was always done in DMM. I think it was only cut DMM. And so we've never really had the benefit of it cut in, in a more standard way, also, which is a little bit different, in the sense that, most things, that's only one of the ways we get a cut on it. So putting up the StreamYard link again, if anybody wants to join. So, I put up my email address up there because I'm going to be doing a few like private sales, this week, through my channel, and be sending a link up to people for a private sale of records of mine from my collection, and from some sealed stuff I have as well. Just to kind of been trying to reduce some duplication, trying to, make some shelf space, I guess, like everybody else. I think that's usually what the deal is. So, and I don't know if anybody on here, and I watch most of it and maybe not all of it exactly, but see what John said. I've always been curious what those tapes really sound like. Yeah, exactly. So me too. So if you do want to participate, I'm not going to do it. Most of it will be a sale straight out as opposed to an auction. And I am going to have some stuff. I've had some sealed stuff that were part of the Walmart $15 thing, not this year, but previous year. And I'll be selling those at $15 as well, because I know Walmart really didn't do much this year compared to what they did before. You want to see my Walmart? You got from the new year. Okay. Yeah. I didn't get any this year. I have some from previous years. Hang on one second here. Overnight Sensation. Okay. That's what you were saying. 50th anniversary was released Friday. Wow. Super deluxe. Okay. I was just going to ask you. Okay. Original Bob Ludwig quad mix. Yeah. There was a CD4 of that album, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, first chill. Here we go. Yeah, if you want to come up, Dave, you're more than welcome to. Oh, Basha. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've got, you're at Walmart, Novus Nick. Okay, Novus, you have to buy us something. We can speak as if inhaling helium without having to really do so. Yeah. When I was in radio, we actually had a tank of helium, and we would take a tap of it occasionally on to be able to do those voices on air. So, don't do this, don't try this at home, that kind of thing, right? Is next. Okay. I'm not sure what is next, but maybe you missed a typo there. Maybe I missed it. But yeah, there were several Zappas, I think, that came out in CD4 quad on, because I think they were part of Warner Electra Atlantic at the time. I remember that label was Discreet. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember there were quads that came out. I got a collection of quads here a few months ago, and I think there might have been a Zappa in it. Apostrophe. Oh, yeah, punctuation. There you go. Always afraid something bound to go wrong if you tried it. Well, I don't know. Now that I think about it, maybe something did go wrong, and I just, yeah, Discreet. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally going from visual image memory here of that logo, and so I'm not a huge Zappa fan, but I was, aware of his catalog. Yeah, I have a CD4 of his. It was in that collection, now that I think about it, because I just made a video for Harry. Yeah, by the way, if any of you do have any interest in any CD4 records, I bought a collection and have a lot of ones that haven't been played and are sealed. So I can send you a video of what I have in the collection, if you have any interest in those. They go 10 to 15, $20 max. I think the most expensive one was Eat a Peach. I think it was 40. and I think, you know, on this guy it's like 55 or 60. So I just sold the one I had at 40. I think I've got one more, but anyway, those are interesting cuts. You know, those were cut at half speed because they had to be able to create that 30,000 hertz signal, which was the carrier signal for the CD4 to decode in the demodulator. So that was a place where half speed really got a bit of a niche. It was done before that by Decca in the 60s, but they really started to build some capability with it in the 70s because of half speed needing to be done for not a, Nick said not a thing. Yeah, I'm sure. At Walmart. Right. We hope that he can survive Walmart. I saw a cute meme the other day. It said, so what time is the Christmas party at Walmart for us being self-checkout people? Kind of like, you're doing the work. Where's the benefit, right? Although I've heard they're starting to move away from that because of some shrink stuff disappearing. So maybe we'll get back. Not Nadia was the sales. Oh my goodness. All right, that's that's cool. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. Uh, if you haven't heard this one ever, just thought I'd share it if you ever see it. It's the Run Out Groove version of Superfly. It's a 2 LP, and this thing sounds amazing. It just sounds amazing. And I honestly can't remember who mastered this, but it was one of our top guys, you know, that does. But it's not. I don't think it's stated on here, but it actually has a poster and a turntable mat on this thing. But this is a fabulous sounding record. Run Out Groove's done. They did some Monkey stuff. They make some good. They make some really good records, actually. Don't eat the yellow snow. Good idea. You only have that on CD. Okay. Martians Illuminata PU 34 modulator, if you say so. Yeah, Run Out Groove does fantastic sounding records. You've got a bunch. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I've enjoyed getting those. A lot of times I get the early release where it's a color vinyl version or variant. A lot of the Monkees ones they did, the first 1,000 or whatever, were in color, and then the rest were in black. But they do sound excellent. No doubt about it. This is a really good sounding album. The soundtrack to That Thing You Do that Mondo came out with, in spite of the cover really sucking, in my opinion, compared to what it could have looked like. But the Wonders, or the Oneaters, as they said in the movie, this is really a great movie if you've never seen it, That Thing You Do. And if you can see the director's cut, which is a full, like 40 minutes longer, it's even better. But Tom Hanks, that was a really good movie. One of the better ones. At a kind of a fictional group in the 60s. So thanks very much for joining me today. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is the way the cover should have looked. This was I had this cover made for some vinyl I had cut on that because it never came out on an album. So this looks like the CD cover did, which I think is a lot better looking. And the back was like this. So one hit Oneaters. Really nice cover. Let's see. I'm going to pull out. So I know when I talked about this, stopped making sense when it got re-released and this double album because it's got all of the actual cuts on it, where the first album was a single. But this thing must have went out of print already because this thing's going for like $80, and this was like a $35 album. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. David, how are
Good,
you?
how are you? Good, good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, good. So that was kind of weird. I looked it up the other day, and I'm like, my gosh, what happened? I guess they must have went out of print. Yeah, I love that cover.
So you were feeling sick earlier?
Yeah, I get it
You know-
occasionally. My voice is just losing it. Been kind of just allergies.
Yeah.
This time of year, it seems like November. I always get it. I always get it when the season changes, I guess, or whatever.
We're supposed to get some snow this Thanksgiving. Fun.
Okay. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, I saw some in Sweden a few weeks ago. So
Yeah.
and then I got the hell out of there. So, so what do you got? What'd you pick up?
Hey, I just got this from Walmart today. Ever heard of Lindsay Sterling?
No.
She's a violent, kind of half violent classical crossover electronic artist.
Really? No.
She was
Cannot
on
say.
some reality TV show, American Idol, maybe,
Oh, okay.
possibly.
Yeah, well, that's not one that I watch that much.
I haven't opened the shrink bag yet because I'm considering maybe having my parents reimburse me and get me for Christmas. I don't know if I'll. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Give it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Walmart thing wasn't nearly as much as it was in previous year.
No, it's like I went there 2 times and asked the department manager. I guess they're not doing the $15 on everything, just those
No,
five particular albums.
Yeah, just select ones, and then. But that Sound of Vinyl sale was, where you only paid shipping, came back, and they added more records to it. I saw.
I'll have to look that store up again.
Yeah, they're a lot of the records that they added in the last day or two are already, most of them are sold out already. They really, you talk about an inventory reduction program. Oh my gosh. That's a interesting way of getting rid of your stock.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I heard that song.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Girl Watcher. Yeah.
Oh, I remember I'm a Girl Watcher. Was that Bob Crew? Was that Bob Crew, if I remember back?
Oh no, that was Music to Watch Girls by Bob Crew Generation.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of a different one.
I'm a Girl Watcher. Oh yeah,
I'm a Girl Watcher.
Yeah, that was an African American band, wasn't it? If I remember, they did that.
They sounded African American, but I think they're a white band. Would you believe?
Oh, really? Okay.
Look some info up on them. Okay, occasions. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's a lot of interesting music back then. Definitely. So so they really clipped that whole deal. I think the Sound of Vinyl one ends up being a better deal. I mean, I got, like, last year I got the Steely Dan live. It was like $35 2 album for $10,
Yeah, Elliot's right. They're white guys.
So, there you go. Ask Elliot, buddy.
I knew that.
Ah, okay.
So David, I've showed this on some other streams. Someone gifted me this Duran Duran Danse Macabre.
I saw that. I saw that you had.
I posted on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw there were several Duran Durans, weren't there? Did you get those gifted?
Fidelio's Frequency, Arnaldo.
Oh, yeah. Arnaldo. Nova says he's back. Oh yeah. Is that a good record? I've not heard it.
This Future Past came out in 2021.
Yeah, I remember it.
Danse Macabre just came out last October. They're both good ones, I think. My opinion.
Yeah.
I'll turn that one on.
Yeah, there you go, Elliot. Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys have heard the story, but when I was in high school, I needed to get a band for our prom fundraiser, and local record store was Hegwish Records, and the guy who was the manager there, he also managed bands, and so he managed his band out of Chicago called Styx on Wooden Nickel Records. And
Oh yeah.
so we got them right after Styx 2 had come out with Lady on it for $500 to play. And 2 years, a year and a half later, Lady took off, as a 45, and the rest is history, as they say. So yeah.
That was Styx's first big hit. Lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard
It was.
I
Yeah.
like the song. I still.
Yeah, it was a great ballad. It was a great ballad. I used to hear it in that store. I remember, it was, I said, oh, that's nice. Cause the guy was saying, yeah, this band here, this record's playing now, I can get them for you. I'm thinking, okay, that sounds all right.
Would you consider selling that Basha album? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The Time and Tide.
Yeah, I like to have that one from some.
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
like her.
Yeah, no, it's a very well recorded album. Very, very good sounding album. Yeah.
I like her.
I have an original North State label copy. Okay, Elliot. Very few out there from 40 miles from me. You had to buy it for someone in Germany. That's weird. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, it's like I go to Europe and I find US pressings of stuff that I should be finding, back at home. So it is funny when that happens. It's like when I went to the UK. I mean, I was shocked how little UK material there was out there. I mean, it was like the guys at the stores, I talked to them, they're almost all of them said, yeah, if you want to really find UK stuff, you got to go to Japan. They come and just buy them in bulk. They said they clean us out, So yeah. And then a buddy of mine went to Japan, and he found it to be true. I think Michael, has said that too. And the guy lives in Japan, Ricefield Records. So spelled the band. It's the Occasion. That's what I thought. And when you said, you said Oneaters, I'm thinking, no, that was, but yeah, you're right. The Occasions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Occasions. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they had that cymbal he was hitting on it. I remember. Yeah. I remember that song. It was, I guess, in the later 60s. I guess
August 1960, approximately.
Okay, there you go. Very good.
Billboard top 10 at.
He's found a bunch of great UK and US and Japan. Weird but true. Yeah, that is, Nick. I mean, it's like. Yeah, they just kind of, just consume it. And then, but the thing is, from what I have seen, the records that come out of Japan are very well kept, very well, in really great condition, well maintained, not noisy, not scratch, not, they're just really well maintained. That's been kind of a norm that I've seen. And so, it sounds pretty good. So yeah, as I said earlier, I'm going to be hosting a sale, like a private sale, that I'll do through a link that I'm going to send out via email. So my email's down there. If you want to send me, just say sale or whatever in the subject, and I'll reply to you with a link and a time and a date of where it's going to be. It's probably going to be Friday. It'll probably be on Black Friday. And pretty much everything's going to be just straight out sale, pretty much on that stuff. I'm not really looking to, get into a bidding wars and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to put the prices below Discogs and make it reasonable.
Reasonable. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, and I've got some heavy hitters in there too, some stuff that's a little more expensive, but it's a little more rare. I've got some audiophile, but I'm really working to put the prices down below, 15% or more below what Discogs is sold at or asking right now, for US. just to kind of help me out, get things cleared out. And, you know, if guys looking for something or a present for somebody or whatever, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No offense one way or the other, but just sharing the love kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So yeah, they're in impeccable condition. Yeah, Nick. Yeah. See, yeah, it's military presence. That's a great point there, Elliot. Yeah, it is a matter of where you're at. Where you live really determines a lot of what you can find. I know, you know, like the Wax will find a lot. He's out in LA and he's out, you know, it's a more rich environment, I think, you know, for that. So it's going to be on Friday morning. I haven't set a time yet. It might be right after Rachel, you know, 11 Central-ish, something like that. That probably is about the time I'm going to do it. So, but again, if you just send me just a quick email, david@safeandsoundtexas.com, I'll get you an invite sent and that. And just doing it a little different. You know, everybody does them different. I'm just, and the only other thing is I'm only going to ship in the U.S. So, I mean, I'm not going to, I don't want to get, you know, into all the other stuff you get into. It's really, you know, it's really expensive to ship to Canada right now, and Europe's
Is it?
not. Yeah, I mean, somebody won, maybe a couple guys actually won on my 3,000, which is fine. But I mean, it was like $30 to ship a $30 album, you know. So, yeah, so it's like, you know, yeah. So I mean, that's the only thing about it, you know. And so I again, you know, if I do it and I open it up, that's fine. But you know, for this, I really just, I mean, I burden the cost on that. That's fine. But I mean, most people don't want to pay that kind of shipping, and I get that.
Yeah.
Now, if there's really something that's a grail for somebody, and that, you know, or whatever, then, you know, fine. Maybe, you know, you'll have to miss. We were doing Thanksgiving Friday.
Yeah.
Wow, don't even know what Turkey Day it is, huh? Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, everybody has their, you know, their reasons for why they need to do things when they do it. So, yeah. So, and again, I may do a second one if you know, I don't sell a lot of what I've got, because I know that's, you know, people and holidays and, you know, whether people are available. So I may send a second one out to you guys if you know, for what's left for Saturday or Sunday, just depending. But daughter's a nurse and has to work Thursday. Yeah, we get that. Thank God for the nurses and the firemen and the policemen and all these people that you know, that work so hard and you know, give up their lives more or less. And COVID was a stunning example of how extreme that can get. You know, so so that's cool. I'll probably be putting in the email as well some of the items I'm going to be selling, just to let you know ahead of time. So if Elliot, you have anything that looks interesting, just, you know, email me back and let me know.
David, are you on Discogs? Or
No.
Okay, you don't do
I'm
that. I
not,
don't.
you know, I'm not on Discogs. I'm not on whatnot.
For yourself, you were on.
Yeah, I've sold before on a
Yeah.
group called Second Chance Records in
Oh.
Facebook. I've sold
Really?
on that one. Yeah, because that's Armando's page, the guy that started the store there in Waco. That's a friend of mine, and so it's a fairly, I say, a relatively small community, but pretty much everybody knows everybody, so it's good for trust, you know, which is obviously, you know, an important factor. And that's one of the reasons here too. I want to be able to sell with people I know and give them first shot at it. And then, you know, whatever's left, if, you know, I need to sell it a different way, open, then I'll do that too. But I'd rather give people a shot at it. Yeah. So I know, let me look at my list here real quick. I have, ooh, what is that? When you type wrong, you get the wrong results. It just works that way. It's kind of funny. Black Friday. There we go. So I'm going to be selling a soundtrack to Empire Records, which is a rare record. The 3 LP Beatle Mono Master, sealed. Lindsey Buckingham rare 2 LP called Seed to Sow. Very hard to find. The John Hughes mixtapes box set. An unofficial Beatles called the Black Album. It's a 3 LP unofficial. More of the Monkees. It's a mono run out groove green vinyl. I'm going to sell a UHQR, AP sealed UHQR of Exodus by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Cool. Bummer.
I'm going to sell MoFi Tear for Fears song from the Big Chair and the MoFi Tears for Fears Seeds of Love. And also Sheryl Crow Tuesday Night Music Club RSD 2 LP blue vinyl, very limited edition that is sealed. Most of those are sealed.
Those record store day ones probably kind of hard to find after the fact. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
not.
that one is. That one
Yeah.
definitely is. Yeah, that one definitely is. Yeah, and that John Hughes box set, it's from all of his movies. It's called Life Moves Pretty Fast. It's 6 LP box set on that one. And I'm also going to be selling a turntable. It's a sealed turntable. It's a project turntable, and it's a Beatles Yellow Submarine theme, and it actually looks like shaped like a submarine, but it's a full turntable, high-end turntable with really great specs on it. They made a few of those back 3 or 4 years ago. So anyway, those are just right off the box. Those are the higher end stuff that I'm going to sell, but I'm going to have a lot of other, stuff that's duplicate stuff that I have, like
I want to show you. Here's a used turntable I got from Rummage Sale. It's a Sony.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find an extra turntable,
Yeah. Okay.
Is
it an automatic?
It's automatic belt driven.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, it's hard to read the model.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Once in a while, I'll pick up if I find a good. So I have a backup turntable. I got 2 backup turntables.
Yeah. Does that have like is it as a changeable cartridge, or is that the one where you can only change the stylus on it?
How do I explain this? You have to change the.
Because I know some of the Sonys, they kind of embed the cartridge into the actual tone arm, and all you can really do is change the stylus on it.
Well, you have to change the cartridge. It pops off. Does that help explain anything with the needle?
Well, the stylus will pop off, yeah, with the housing around it, but then the cartridge must still be in the tone arm. Then,
how do I explain this? You can change the just housing with the needle. Does that make sense or not? I'm not saying it right, am I?
Yeah, I mean, again, it probably doesn't have a head shell on it. Does it have like a head shell that's like can screw off, can unscrew?
Here, let me.
Because if it doesn't have that, then you're probably just looking at one where the stylus can be changed. Could be a P mount. You're right, Nick. Sony wasn't big on P mounts. Techniques was big on P mounts, but it may.
There's no way to.
Yeah, let me get you here. Hang on a second.
Let me see. It's hard to show this.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
The white thing comes off.
Yeah, right. That's the stylus.
Yeah, just the stylus comes off.
Yeah, if there's no screws on top or anything, you probably can't change the cartridge. And so, yeah. But yeah, that's cool.
You can't order. You can't order those Sony and Audio Technica turntables on Amazon.com to change this needle.
Yeah, they probably have replaced it. Yeah, it's definitely not a P mount. Those are really weird looking. P mounts are a lot of times used in those linear turntables, where the needle just is in the back.
Yeah.
And it goes, which is really the way the records are cut. That is where you get the least inner groove distortion or anything, is with those linear turntables. Actually, that is in fact the best way to.
Those are good,
Yeah, I
good
mean it
ones.
is, but you want one that has a really
So
really what
Joe seen me change.
what is it? I gotta re-level your turn to yeah, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure he's got a bubble and everything for it, just to make sure it's perfect, and then when they have the ground thunder in Wyoming, then he's got to reset it. Definitely
Yeah,
not a PMAP. Yeah,
yeah,
Joe.
Mr. Joe Marino gives everyone crap.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to be good at something. You gotta go for it. No problem there whatsoever. So yeah, yeah, I had a friend that's got a Sony, and that's why I asked, because it's a definite. You can't change the cartridge body itself, uh, but that's good if you can change the stylus. That's the main thing that's going to wear.
Yeah,
You behave, or as Austin Powers, behave, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Don't get me started. Well, Nick Novosnick said he was home. He said he was somewhere, but he's nowhere to be found now. He must be devouring dinner or something like that, I guess. Probably so. Probably so. So, got any big plans for Thanksgiving? Anybody traveling?
nope, just
Nope.
spending with my
Me too.
parents.
Staying home. I did enough traveling when we had young kids and my parents were alive, which my mom hadn't. She died almost right after we got married. But family. Yeah, we did a lot of the driving. We did a lot of the commuting, and we had 8 kids, so it's like that. After a while, it gets old. And then as our kids got older, then we had it at our house. Now we're finally our kids are old enough. We're going to their house,
Did you
which
say
is
you have eight kids?
8 kids.
Wow.
8 kids, 10 grandkids, number 11 in the oven. So, yeah, never any. Yeah, I just wanted to increase the odds that someone would give a shit about me when I got old. See, that's it's that's basically a self-preservation move on my part, right?
Right.
But kills the wallet. That's the thing. It just kills the wallet. No doubt about that. Holy moly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's Paul Breakfast King.
Paul. Okay.
Yep. Like it's a few people I know their first name.
I really wish I had Rachel's list, because it's like I don't know a lot of those names.
I don't know everyone, but
8, that's more than the Brady Bunch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's like that old TV show 8 is Enough. There
it's
was an
enough.
old
That's what I was
TV
gonna
show
say.
called
8 is
8
enough.
is Enough. I just watched that. It was on Pluto or one of those streaming things.
I remember that
And
show.
the theme of the show was that the dad could never get use of the vehicle because everybody was using it. And then
I
it
think
was during the gas crisis.
I
And,
remember that.
yeah.
Sort of.
And so he went and replaced both cars to be able to get 20 miles to the gallon instead of like 13. And I'm thinking, maybe you got to do the math on that too. How much were the new cars versus, sometimes getting a little better gas mileage. It's like hybrids. If you pay $5,000 more for a hybrid to get, twice the gas mileage, you're money behind usually. Now, if it's only $1,000 or something for the difference, then it's not so bad.
Well, I don't
So
remember that particular episode, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, it really was weird. It was, they were like planning out trips and I mean, it was like big deal because he ran out of gas on the highway and he brought a gas can to a gas station and he had a line of people for getting gas. The guy he goes, I only need a gallon or 2 in this can, and he goes, get to the end of the line. So he had to stand between 2 cars at the end of the line and walk up to the pump.
Was it Dick Van Patten? I think.
Dick Van Patten. Very good. Yeah. Dick Van Patten. Yeah. So yeah, it was, back in the day that was, I remember it's funny. You talk about, people say things and you go back and say, man, that was outrageous. They were saying, we're going to run out of gas in 2 or 3 years. We're going to totally run out of fuel. We won't have any oil. I mean, that was the big thing back then. I mean, it was like craziness. And it was like, just, I guess a lot of fear mongering, Here's Elliot. Fun fact: used car prices are down 7% this year compared to last. Well, that's good news because last year they were up 25% from the year before that. Yeah, used car prices were really got outrageous. Which was good if you were doing a trade-in. I mean, my daughter had a lease, and the lease was coming up in 3 years. And when she went to turn the car in, she sold it to the dealership, and they gave her $5,000 over what the payoff was on the lease because they needed the car so bad. They wanted the car so bad. Yeah, only good news if you're not buying or selling, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's like house mortgages now. They're, out the roof, 7, 8, 9, whatever percent. I got mine a few years ago, it was 2%, so that's another thing that's affecting the market. And that's one thing about inflation. Once it happens, it kind of sets a new baseline. So even though it may go down incrementally from month to month, it still has already, kind of like the damage is already done. So that's part of this whole financial boondoggle. I know, Elliot, I know you're good with the math. And so all about that situation as well. So yeah, so I got my Beatles mono box. So I've been waiting to try to find one for a long time. But they sound unbelievable.
I see you have the black and blue versions behind you on the shelf.
Yeah, these are the 73 versions.
Oh, those 73 versions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See the price tag on that?
$7.99. Sound Warehouse. I remember I've been to one of those a long time ago.
Long time ago.
In Colorado, Denver, Colorado. Sound Warehouse.
Yep, definitely. I went to Peaches in Denver as well.
Peaches.
And then, yeah, they had the white vinyl version came out the same time too. It was $1 more, but
late 70s for the
white
vinyl, I think. Yeah.
And then
that's
the
cool.
red. Yeah,
that's cool.
Like I said, this is Mono Master, the 3 LP Mono Masters.
I didn't know.
This actually came in the Beatle box because it has the Beatle mono box because it has on it the songs that weren't on the regular albums in mono.
Gotcha. Mono Master.
Like the rarities, they used to have. Yeah.
Hey, Royce in the house. He's here.
Royce in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Dude.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining. But the opposite of inflation is deflation. Don't want that either. Just need about 2% inflation rate going along with the cost of living increases. It's a difficult balance. You're right. The issue is I honestly believe that, they do a sampling of what makes up the products that they use to determine that rate of inflation. And, they change those sometimes. They add things in, takes things out. So if you have something that, let's say, is inflating quite a bit and it's not in the pool, then it doesn't normalize that number up. And similarly, things like televisions, they go, they get cheaper, for the same size television. So they can also cause it. So you got to really have, the right mix of that. But you're right. You don't want to have deflation either. So if they could get it normalized, but again, the damage is done as it relates to, bread being $4, milk being $5, eggs being 4.5, whatever. That damage is already done, I think. It definitely gets complicated. Yeah, it does. D&D Music Factory. Dave and Dave Music Factory.
Nick wants backup.
Nick needs a link. Okay. All right.
You can either scroll up or find it.
See if we can actually see him this time. All right, Nick, there's your link. We'll treat it like the price is right. Come on down.
Eggs are down 22%.
Eggs are down 22%. Well, that's good because when they were $5, the yoke was on me. Oh, Bad joke. Bad joke. Okay. All right. I admit it. All right. Here he comes.
Again, Novus
The
Nick.
one, the only.
Oh, where'd it go? There
There
he
you
is.
There you are. Let's make up for lost time. We'll make him
Yeah.
big. We'll make him big just to make up for him being on the road before.
Can see you good. Anyway,
So you didn't find anything at Walmart, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. $15 records for $30.
Oh yeah.
I see Nick bought that Jimi Hendrix one. Showed it on someone's stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
The Maui.
Maui. I wasn't
Am I
interested
hearing
in
you
that.
twice?
No.
Okay. Test, test.
Let's see what we got. Yeah,
There
I
we
can hear
go.
you.
All right. There
If
we
the
go.
host is telling, and it's time for me to start posting something in the chat. Very good idea.
Perfect.
There you go. That's I appreciate that because if I'm telling bad jokes, I'm running out of things to talk about.
Well, running out of them, I don't know if that's plausible,
If that's
let alone possible.
Oh, there's you always with the big words there. Plausible. Come on, man. Take it down. Take it down a few notches.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let me get
Hey,
my
Royce,
microphone.
how
There's
you
my
doing?
microphone.
Breakfast
Yeah,
King?
yeah.
I
There
can
you
never
go.
remember his name. I'm terrible.
Who's Breakfast King?
His first name is Paul. Is all I know.
Paul.
That's it. That's Paul.
Okay, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Good to see
I thought
you,
the Breakfast King was Cheerios, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong about
buddy.
that.
Ew.
I
Don't
could
like
be wrong.
Cheerios.
No, I don't either.
hey,
Royce, I don't either. I don't either. Although I don't mind honey nut Cheerios. They're okay.
Nick.
What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament live stream? Oh boy, dad joke.
Ah.
Is Nick saying hi to Royce? Be you. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
MoFi finally. Hey, Mazzy. MoFi finally switched to the thinner box for their double
Hey,
45 one step, starting with Cannonball, Adderley, something else. Someone is
Norman,
listening.
howdy, Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also probably cheaper for them, so they have better profit.
Yeah, that's
There
true
you go.
enough. You think
Yeah.
one would reflect the other, but no. Oh well.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
happening out there in the world today? It's Tuesday, right?
All day. All day.
I closed out the restaurant, and I was talking to her. I said, "Boy, that was a heck of a Friday."
No, not
I
yet.
was lost. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, this whole week's going to be a mess.
Are you closed on Thanksgiving, I presume?
Yes, and then
Okay.
downtown will be completely closed, governmental buildings and all that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Everybody's
So and then
gone.
of course Friday we have Record Store Day.
I have no interest in that one for some
Well,
reason.
there was a Doors that I was going to research a little bit. Then there was something else.
Hang on.
Can't recall what it was. Wait.
Another bad joke. Bartender broke up with her boyfriend, but he kept asking her for another shot. Okay. Yeah, that's when you have VD. I guess you need one. Anyway. Ooh. And they lowered the price from 150 to 225. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that the
didn't see
MoFis
that.
were 150. I don't recall a 150 MoFi, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Yeah, maybe I'm just dreaming.
Oh, there it is, I think.
Mine's in the mail, and I do like the thinner. Okay.
For Fillmore West, the Grateful Dead. Mazzy, you said that was really. Is that just a completist piece, or is it really good? I know you're not a big Deadhead guy, but you collect all of them, I think. Leave.
See what he has to say.
How's it go? Leave your response down below.
Yeah. Yeah. Respond in the comments below.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
get on screen. One of the two. Pick your poison. Worst thing about Thursday is when you realize only Tuesday. Yeah, that's not a good one.
Is that the Cannonball Adderley Mazzy?
Yeah, he was saying that they used a slipcase for that for 2 records instead of the
I bet you
box.
that's great. I bet you that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
Cannonball Adderley. I saw one review of it already. They said it was a fantastic. So.
Yeah, I bet. Well, it's great music to
He's a good
start
jazz
with.
musician, Cannonball Adderley.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's Dave's favorite. David's favorite. Well, wait, Dave. I'm going to call
Wyoming.
Dave and
Yeah,
David, if that's okay.
Wyo.
Dave. I like that.
Wyo.
I actually preferred Dave.
Wyo Dave. That's Yep.
So
well.
a wild man Dave.
Yep.
Okay, Mazzy
Well.
must have took off.
Yeah, it's quiet ones you got to watch out for, Nick. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. I wouldn't know about that.
That's me.
In my family, I am the quiet one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. Go
Really?
figure. Sounds like the United Nations when we all get together, one talking over the other. That is great to have.
It's me, the album I did from the Fillmore West. Cool.
There he
Yeah,
goes.
there you go. Yeah, I definitely want to see if I can grab that. Of course, I'll just run down to the local store here. Not. Be a lot of running. About, I don't know, 3.5 hours worth of driving. Bill was I saw one last night on a stream as well for about that price, Elliot. Yeah, they must have over production on it. Excuse me. Because it's a great album. It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I've got the greatest hits, and it sounds really, really good.
Yeah. So I guess they just overproduced. Yeah. I don't think so either, Maz. But, depends on how many. Well, I think they only pressed 2,000 though, so it might make it a little harder to get. Because there's a lot of deadheads, a lot of completists.
I know North Carolina vinyl picker's first name is Art. I know that.
Art?
Okay.
He's in the chat.
Yeah, did you say his name is Art?
Arthur R-A-R-T.
Oh, okay.
Vinyl picker.
There he is. That's Art there.
See, David knows that.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for, all the Genesis stuff coming out. So I got hold of a MoFi of Trick of the Tail.
Oh, yeah?
From Genesis.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that, David?
It was a Facebook, Mobile Fidelity Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 75. Thanks, Mazzy. I appreciate that.
Hey, David, did you see, I found this at a Rummy Sale a few months ago. The original.
Oh, really?
From 74.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got the ABC rectangular on the black?
Yeah, I have that one.
Let me see. Yes, it does.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It plays good.
From what I gathered, that rivals a newer pressing that's out right now.
That's what George Burton said. He didn't like the UHQR that Steely Dan one.
I'm trying to be kind. I
That's
haven't heard.
No, he said he liked it if he turned his treble up one notch, I think is what he said.
There you go.
I think I think it.
Well, that's great. I am so glad.
What?
Dave,
What?
you're thinking.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's not now. You delayed me. No,
I owed you one.
Forgot what he wanted to say.
Yeah, I think that one was not done the normal way because there were issues on the high side.
Yeah.
After talking to Chad about it, I just think that, all things told, I think they needed to get more out of the middle of it. And the only way they could do it was the way they did it. And, I don't think he wouldn't. I don't think he was happy with what the first cuts showed him in terms of doing it a traditional way that might normally be done. So he took, he went and went for the mids and went for the voices and went to richen that up. And for me, I mean, to me, it's more engaging now than it was before, in terms of, because it was never really a great recording in the first place,
I believe
holistically.
we're showing our age by preferring that cut. But
Well,
I'm just being honest.
yeah. Well, I think it's a matter of thinking outside the box, frankly.
Yeah.
I think
There we
I
go.
think we get used to certain approaches, and it's kind of like if it follows that norm, then then that's good. But you could be assured if Chad would have released it the normal way and had a problem with it, then there have been people saying it sounds like crap on that end of the spectrum. So
Right.
you pays your money, you takes your chances, and again, I know a lot of people said oh, he's going to screw up Asia now too, but they're two different recordings,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
two totally different recordings.
There's
Seem to be a lot of sellers on Hoffman Classified that buy and hang on to sealed or once played records, and then sell after a while. Kind of weird, but I get some nice deals that way. Yeah, I didn't know they had classifieds on Hoffman's.
Yeah. I
Mazzy,
hadn't looked for it, but I might take a peek.
yeah, I think Mazzy thinks outside the UHQR box. I think actually,
Yes.
but it's
Wait, you have to throw Mazzy across the room. I mean, the box across
yeah,
the room.
right, yeah.
Wait, listen for it. You can hear it crashing in the background.
Yeah. One day, he's going to light one of those and say, "This is a boxing match."
Oh. Hey, getting back to Record Store Day, if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Please.
Oscar Peterson trio. Anybody heard any news
Yeah.
about that one?
Oh no, I haven't heard, but I know who he is. Jazz pianist from Canada.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I have a few of his original albums.
Oh, I have quite a few, I believe.
I have about 5 of his or
I
something.
really enjoy and of course everybody's heard the story about him and Nat King Cole, right?
No, I haven't.
Him and Nat King Cole had an agreement that Oscar wouldn't sing if Nat wouldn't play because Oscar and him, they sound exactly alike. You cannot distinguish the difference between the two of them. They're both marvelous singers and pianists.
I
So
never
they
heard
had a
Oscar.
gentleman's agreement. Yeah.
I never heard
It's-
Oscar sing out.
Oh yeah, he's an incredible vocalist.
Well,
He
if he's
sounds
as good
just
as
like
Nat King,
Nat.
yeah, if he's as good as Nat King Cole, he's good.
He is. That's
Yeah.
why they had that agreement. So
Wow.
this way they'd be able to both make a living.
Living, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting story.
Yep.
Yeah, I had never heard that before.
Nat King Cole was a great singer. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents saw him. I never saw him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he definitely made some really good Christmas stuff.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to
Chestnuts roasting on open fire.
news
Christmas
about
song.
those. Yes,
Nat
they
King
have
Cole.
posts.
Have to be posted.
Right, exactly, Mazzy.
Thanks, Mazzy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in order for me to remember it had to been, I think it's been spoken on Rachel's quite a few times as well.
Mhm.
It's an old story, but it's a neat story. It's interesting. It's nice that a gentleman,
Yeah.
an agreement doesn't
Yeah.
need to be signed or sealed or, no contract. That's nice. It gives you belief in humanity.
The old
stories
handshake.
like
Yeah.
that. Yep. That's when we opened our business back in '86. We opened on a handshake with some of our suppliers, and about 20 years later, one of the salesmen comes in and says, "Well, you got to fill out a credit application." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Do I owe you money?" "Well, no." I said, "Do I pay you when you deliver the groceries?" "Yeah." "Well, my boss wants a credit application." I said, "Really? Okay, we started this on a handshake, and I've never owed you a dime." "Okay." So he walks off to the bathroom, and I take his credit application. I go in my office, run it through my shredder. I come out and I put it in his briefcase and close the briefcase. I said, "Take that to your boss." Next time he came in, I said, "Well, what'd your boss say?" "Not a thing."
Subtle as a heart attack, right?
I was like, "Really? we've been doing this for how many years on a handshake, and now that's the one thing about the corporate world that that's gone away. Because you don't know if the guy you've been dealing with is going to have his job next week or next. I am on, right?
Yes.
I can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have Apple Music, but
Well,
Michael's
then-
saying that they basically took off the the one that was mastered by AP and for Pretzel Logic and
Oh,
put up
really?
another one. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I got a technical question for you, David. On my
Yeah.
mic, my lights all turned yellow instead of green.
Uh-huh.
What is the significance of
It
that?
may mean that you need to update your firmware through the
Okay.
software, the Sure Motive software. Do you run
Okay.
that software?
I don't know. I'll have to dig it up and take a look.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah, Sure Motive.
I actually got to expose Royce to a good story. Thanks, Royce. I always listen to so many good stories by Royce. He's so well informed, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of well informed people in the VC. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, yeah. There's always interesting backstories to a lot of
Yeah.
different things.
That's one of the great things, about being able to do this. Everybody, most of the time, we leave our crap on the front doorstep and we enter with an open mind about music. And
Hey, David
that's
and
what
Nick.
it's about.
Do you
Yeah.
know what? Do you know what singer co-wrote the Christmas song by Nat King Cole?
What singer? What?
What singer
Co-wrote?
co-wrote the Christmas song by Nat King Cole? I do.
Which
I do not.
Christmas song?
Mel Torme.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Mel
Okay.
Torme co-wrote
Mel
it.
Torme, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. First time I ever
Sweet.
heard of Mel was through Traffic Court on TV, the comedy.
Oh, the Night Court. Yeah.
Night Court, yeah.
Harry, the judge was a fan of Mel Torme. I used to watch
yeah,
Night Court.
yeah.
I remember.
Mel was
The
a great
Velvet
singer.
Fog.
Yes, he was, Elliot. I'd heard quite a few since then.
The Velvet Fog. That was one of his nicknames. Breakfast.
Yep.
Fall.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that one. The Velvet Fog.
Velvet Fog. Yeah, he was on do you remember the episode of Seinfeld that he was on?
I never watched it.
It is funny. Very funny.
I wasn't a huge fan of Steinfeld because I grew up with those people. I mean, it was more or less like, why do you find that interesting? That's, my high school and college years when I had more or less changed the names in the face.
Oh,
but it
really?
was-
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was East Coast kind of thing.
Well, for those of us who have never lived in the East Coast,
Right. Yeah, it
you know,
was-
it was
and-
entertaining. I
It
guess.
was hugely entertaining. It was a very popular show. I just, some of it was like, yeah, I seen that joke
TV
coming
show
a
about
hundred
nothing,
miles
yeah.
away.
TV show about nothing.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, wait. kind of like the VC. What?
Right.
What?
Yeah, but they make real money for what they did.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
mean, millions of dollars for replay rights, and my gosh, ridiculous. And Light Court was amazing. Yeah, Richard Mole just passed away here in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
the guy
he
that played
did.
that played
Shoot,
Bull.
Bull.
I remember
yeah.
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, and Marky Post passed away a few years ago.
Well, we're showing
Um,
our age.
Yeah. Night Court was. I really liked
Yeah.
Night Court a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Paul, rest in peace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those were. Now it's like a lot of things. You just don't make them the way they used to. Like All in the Family, man. Some of those.
Yeah.
Of course, with the things you couldn't get away with today. But I mean, it was.
Archie
It's-
Bunker, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Jefferson. I mean, the
The
two of 'em,
Jeffersons,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a spinoff. Yeah.
But even when they were, George was on Archie Bunker's show.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, they played the same roles, and
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it was. You're right. It's stuff that today there's little understanding of
Yeah.
any of it. But
Yeah, it's tough being a comedian anymore. It's you
Yeah.
got to really be careful what you say. anymore.
So
Norman
those,
Lear, Norman Lear, is he dead or is he still alive? Because I don't know why I tend to think he's still alive for some reason. Because it's like Mel Brooks. He's like 99. He's still alive. Another genius, right? Me TV shows. Yep.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. Yep. I watch Me TV on Pluto.
Sanford and Son.
Son. Yep. Sanford and Son.
Fox.
You
Red Fox.
big
Yeah.
dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth,
Fox.
I'm coming
Yeah.
to join you, honey.
I've seen some episodes of Sanford and Son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Those are
childhood memories.
stuff you wouldn't do today.
He's 101 years old. No kidding.
Who? Norman Lear?
Yeah,
I guess no.
that's what
There-
Yeah.
Two from the Trunk is saying.
Yeah, I
And
thought he was
welcome.
still alive, and I knew that. Yeah, I really hadn't heard he passed, and the last time I heard he was near 100. So yeah,
I don't believe I know you two from the Trunk. Nice to meet you, sir.
yeah, two from the trunk.
I think his name's Tony because I've
Tony?
heard Rachel says Tony, calls him Tony, so that must be his. Obviously.
All right.
You ever see those ads they had in the 70s or 80s in California for a dealership, and it was called Monkey in a Trunk.
Monkey in a trunk.
Monkey in a Trunk.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, you haven't.
No.
Well, hang on a second here. I gotta.
Okay.
They're
can you-
fairly short. They were like commercials that they did.
Is there any difference in my mic now? I
Any
touched
difference?
It. Yeah, I touched a button here and it turned green.
David's a little louder, has a louder voice than you. Nick.
Mine's louder. Yeah, I turned mine up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me
I don't remember Monkey in the Trunk.
see if you don't remember that. Hang on, I'm going to
No.
share it here in a second.
Well, they didn't show those commercials in Nebraska, so I guess I never.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out how to share this. Hang on a second.
I figured out how to share my screen finally. I know how to.
Yeah.
Share
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I
a
need
separate YouTube window. Then I'll share.
Yeah, I need to get back up and start streaming again. I've been doing some Instagram. I don't know if anybody's caught me there.
The only problem
No,
with Instagram
no.
drives me crazy because you miss. Seems like you miss a lot of posts for some reason. It shows
Yeah.
5 posts. Not everyone. I follow a lot of people, but I miss a lot. I don't know. But Instagram's
Yeah.
weird sometimes.
Hang on here. Let me put that in a separate window. There we go.
Yeah,
Amazon
there's that.
Woman on the Moon.
Who's on the moon?
Michael Chavez says, or was it Amazon Woman on the Moon?
I've never actually seen that. I've heard that movies from the 80s, but I never did see Amazon Woman. I've heard of the group too, but actually I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself so hopefully you can hear this.
Yep, you got the screen.
Yep, there you go. No sound.
Maybe I have. Can't.
Oh,
remember.
what? Oh, this was a commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Boom. Oh
pulls it.
no, I hadn't seen this.
I have
Get out, real! I love it. That's
never seen that one.
that's good.
That's yeah. Are you showing us something else? Oh, are you? Or just oh. Gun.
All up shotgun.
I'll have to look up those commercials again later. But it's Trunk Monkey.
Suburban Chevrolet. Did that say Chevrolet and Ford?
We can't hear what they're saying, but
Yeah. Where's the volume, Dave?
have to ask David. I can't. He has
David,
control.
yes.
You can't hear it?
No. There's no sound. Oh, look at him handing him a wad of money. Nope. No sound. And a donut. I love it. I love.
Oops.
Well, there we go.
He accidentally took himself off or something. I guess.
I guess he stepped out.
Probably the accident.
Yeah, absolutely, Elliot.
You know, there's for your wife and your dog in the trunk. I was the
Uh-huh.
only one that would be happy to see you when you open the trunk. Think of doing that
Yeah, absolutely. So, anywho,
Am I back?
so that's
Am I
what I'm
back?
looking for.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Anyway, that's a trunk monkey, guys.
Okay.
I'll have to look up that later with the sound up so I can hear what
I don't
they're
know
saying.
why this. Yeah, it probably just wasn't loud enough.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that's a whole series of
Monkey
things
commercials.
that they did. Trunk Monkey on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, Trunk Monkey
So,
on
Elliot,
YouTube.
are you single?
Well,
Highlight Elliot's.
okay, here we go.
There you go.
David, read that. He hasn't read that yet.
Yeah, I'm assuming Elliot's single. or on life support, one of the two.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest thing to do when you go car shopping.
Congratulations.
You
What's
open the
that?
trunk and you say to the salesman, "So how many mother-in-laws do you think you could fit in that trunk?"
Well, which state do you live in? I didn't think you could marry more than one.
Yeah, but you could help your friends out, you know.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, what are friends for, right?
Right. 36 years. That sounds like me, Elliot.
Yeah.
Wow. It's about what I've got, 36 years.
Yeah. I'm at 35.
So you were what, 88?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're 87. Okay.
Yeah. It seems like we're still newlyweds.
No man knows true happiness until they marry, and then it's too late.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
that's
Wow.
some good oldies.
Wow.
Hey,
Well,
you got to remember, I married a unicorn. She's into the
music, yeah, vinyl.
music,
yeah,
into
yeah,
home theater. Yep,
yeah.
big time. So,
Well, as Groucho Marx once said, you're only as young as the woman you feel. So you're only as young as the woman you
47
feel.
years. God bless you.
47 years. Wow.
28 for Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a
she's
blessing.
in the trunk. That's the
Yeah.
problem. 28 next April. All right. Got some
Yeah.
big numbers here. Who said
Yeah.
marriage is dead?
I mean, we're all old.
Well, like I've said, marriage is a wonderful institution, but who wants to live in an institution? You know?
Yeah.
I've heard that one someplace.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. We get a little older, we might end up there anyway.
Yeah. No, you got to have somebody. That's got to have somebody to take care of you.
Yeah, you never know.
That's
Sure,
what I
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely got to be the case. So
Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
yeah, that's the theme, I'd say, pretty much.
So mad life or miserable life or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they got to put up with us too. So you know, it's
Yeah.
it's no picnic
Yeah.
for them either. No picnic for them. So yeah, well, I've got to do some training at 6 a.m. tomorrow, believe it or not.
0600?
0600.
You know what the O stands for, right?
Tell me.
Oh my God, it's
It's
early.
early. Royce is going to Golden
Golden anniversary.
50th. My gosh, you don't look that old, buddy.
No,
Congratulations.
he doesn't.
No.
Was she legal when you got married?
Well, yeah.
I mean, geez.
What state were you in?
Yeah.
Robbing the
State
cradle.
of insanity.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
state of it. Yeah, well,
yeah.
caregiving is a load, let me tell you, but you're in it for the good and the bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
absolutely, Elliot.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Works both ways. Yeah, congratulations, Royce. That's quite an account. So the VC has some stable marriages. That's an interesting
Yeah.
aspect of things, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess music keeps people together. Something like that.
Yeah. Come together
Right now,
right now.
Over you, me.
yeah. Yeah, you got to have that A1, B2 cut of that one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's
2 from thank you.
yeah. So yeah, I've got to do training for with Europe, so I've got to do it online. So, but
Oh, I
still,
thought your wife was still trying to train you.
no. I
And she gave up.
no, yeah, I wouldn't wear my training pants. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was.
Yeah.
I was 8, she was 6.
Yeah, right.
That sounds like the first line of a country song.
Yeah.
Anyway. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Ouch.
Ooh, ow. What's Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest, one. Oh my
Oh,
God.
man. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Insanity rules.
Puts up with your with your crate digging.
Crate.
You know, cart digging. I think you meant crate or cart digging. Yeah, you could be cart digging.
Autocorrect is a
Yeah,
wonderful thing.
yeah, it is.
Not.
Yeah.
It can get you in some trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
for sure. Well,
Yeah, it does.
we know you got to get up.
Yeah,
early,
buddy.
but
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on and everybody. Again, as I said, I'm going to have a sale Friday, probably around 11 a.m. Central Time. So if you email me at david@safeandsoundtexas.com, I will send you a link to it and the time, just to be clear what day and time. And you can join me on a private record sale. And then as I said, if it all doesn't go, then I'll probably have another one later in the weekend for those who might not be able to make it. So, so looking forward to it. Let's see what Michael says here real quick. We had your high school reunion delayed for 40th. Yeah. Longest marriage was 42 years. Asked sister-in-law, 42 years. Yes. Married when they were juniors.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed you being here, Elliot. Thank you, all of you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen out there. You never know. And Dave for joining, and Nick as always. And I hope you all have a great, safe Thanksgiving and don't eat too much.
Same to you too, guys.
All right, guys. Take care of yourself.
Bye, my friends.
All right. See you guys. I'm still on.
See you, Royce. 2 from the trunk, Elliot. You guys.